1, 2, 3.
Give it up one more time for Matisyahu, everybody. For those who haven't seen you before or may not be familiar with like the first record, could you tell us, for the newbies, how it all started? Because it did start with some beatboxing and it did start with you trying to break in that way. What was it like when you discovered that you could do that?
I just always loved music as a kid. I was in, chorus and all that kind of stuff. And then I got introduced to reggae music. I just kind of got in love with that music. Started to hear Bob Marley and all of the lyrics about roots and culture and all of the Old Testament references, which made me start to get interested in why is a Jamaican guy singing about the stuff that I'm listening to in Hebrew school. And it sounds much cooler when you're stoned and all that. Kind of started my search for my identity through that. Just explored fully Judaism until I ended up in Brooklyn in an ultra-Orthodox community. Got married, kids. I started just doing little performances wherever I could.
There had to be some obstacles in the way, just given the style of music you were doing. There was, I think you expressed it that it was cool for what you were doing, but I mean, there had to be something that you had to push through. Was there a time where you thought it might not happen?
So there was a moment where I let go, because my whole life I had a dream, music, I'm gonna do that. That's all I really want to do. I dropped out of high school and I followed fish around the country and I hitchhiked around, and that's all I loved. Music was it. And I knew that was what I was gonna do. And then there was a moment where I let go of it. I remember walking down the street in Brooklyn and just being everything I ever wanted is wrong, and I have to just retrain myself. I have to let go of it all. I feel like my blessing to have a career in music came from that moment, because, I trusted that God would have me do what I'm supposed to do, but I had to let go of it being mine, you know what I mean, in order to get it.
I know your kids have been on the road with you for a while. Do you want them to grow up playing music? Where do you see them going?
Well,
given your
my
experience.
Oldest son, Levi, he's gonna be a manager, I think. He's we call him tour manager, TM2, tour manager 2, because he's just before he called me on the way here, he's like, Mommy's on her way. Do you want me to call her, find out how many minutes away she is, and call you back and let you know? 7-year-old, just turned 7. The littlest one, I think he's a year and a half. He's so musical, and I hope they do. In the old days, how a farmer had a lot of kids. And we're gonna have a monitor engineer. We're gonna have a tour manager. Everybody. We'll have a huge team of people, hopefully.
Your new record has definitely gone in a different direction. Do you keep discovering things about what you can do as an artist? Yeah,
I'm constantly working on it. It's my #1 focus is how to control and how to try to get across the emotion or whatever it is that I'm trying to do. My interest in music is all over the place, if you can't tell, and I want to make an acoustic record, kind of that, and the last record I made was the opposite extreme of that, and my band is really a rock kind of band, so I'll make a rock thing, and I got my whole life, I guess, to hopefully make music.
If you haven't heard the new record, get your Pandora station going in 5 minutes. Please put your hands together and thank Matisyahu for coming by today.